Hello everyone, welcome back to, I think this is definitely the saga part of Tearing Saga, because I think we got a lot of story conversations coming up in Holmes' army. Hello Arissa, welcome back.
Hello, Mecha. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, so I looked around a little bit on the world map. There's no runen to be found, so I think it's just you're supposed to move Holmes around and get a bunch of story
Yeah.
convos, and then there's like a map after all it. We'll see how,
Yeah, I
how it
mean,
goes.
Runen did just reconquer, his home city, so like it's probably understandable that there's a little bit of a break for him in his story now.
Yeah, the guy deserves a break. He has a hard time. Okay, then nothing happened here. I thought it was gonna be something because he mentioned last time he was gonna drag thingy back to Blad or something, but I guess that already happened. Okus Village. I think there was a thing here. Is it this one? Is it the one? Yeah, this is the one, I think.
It's probably the one. Yeah, content. This is going to be another one of those content warnings. I'm like, why did you put this in the game, Kaga? I don't have any excuse for this shit. I have nothing. Nothing.
That sounds bad. Well, I'll try and put a timestamp in the description or on the screen or something that will let you skip this if you don't want to watch it, because it's about apparently it's on the same level as like the Plum event from if you need frame of reference there. So don't watch it if you don't want that stuff. This sure is a weird place. What is this, a stage? What did they do here, I wonder? Oh, you lost the lady? Is this the exact same guy?
Yeah, it's the same fucking guy.
Oh no. Well, who in the... Oh, I'm just an ordinary citizen. This here is my little theater. Theater? Would you like something to drink? I've got some milk here if you'd like.
Yeah,
So,
no. Yeah.
am I supposed to pick one? Like, does it matter what I pick?
Okay, I'll just tell you because I don't care about them. So if you pick the first choice, you increase the support level between Zeno and Uni. If you pick this, oh wait, no, it's the other way around. Sorry. You pick the first choice, it's Atrom and Lyria, and if you pick the second choice, it's Zeno and Uni. Because basically, one of these small girls is going to end up like falling for this, regardless of whatever you do. And it's basically so yeah.
What? So if I say no, someone else gets like...
Yeah, it's gonna be Lyria instead. But I will say beforehand, because I don't care about the integrity of this. Nobody gets taken away or caught because the reason the support level goes up is because their respective like male friend comes to save them basically from this shit, right? But it's like the way this whole scene is executed is just like it's almost like some weird silly comedic relief thing, whereas like
the music is just like that. Yeah,
and like whereas like the Plum thing, I felt like you can look at that seriously basically as like a shit thing that if you get what I mean, right? Like as part of a serious story. This just seems to be some silly comedic relief thing that for a little bit of implied romance between the two. And it's like you really didn't have to do this for this. So yeah, sorry, I'll just shut up now. But you can just, it doesn't matter because you don't use any of those units, I think. So just pick whatever.
Okay, well, thanks for the context. I don't like milk. No thanks, I don't really like milk. Bye, mister. Okay. Someone else gonna come in like, hey, I want milk. Okay. Dang, what bad luck. Guess I'll have to find a different little lost duckling. And then one just walks in. Just like that. Ah. La la la. Well, speak of the devil. Has this girl got a few screws loose? Well, as long as it doesn't hurt her dancing. Why, hello there, pretty lady. You look a little bit lost. Hi there. Who are you, sir? Who, me? I'm just an ordinary citizen. Nobody's suspicious, that's for sure. Thank goodness. I'm so very lost. I see, I see. I thought that might be the case. By the way, pretty lady, you have a beautiful singing voice. You really mean it? Yes, I do. In fact, you're so talented, I bet you could even become a superstar. Please, won't you sing here in my theater? Me, a superstar? Of course. And if you wear this nice dress, I just know you'll draw a huge crowd. Everyone will fall in love the instant they hear your voice. Okay, I'll do my very best. Oh, okay. So they noticed now. Okay, so Holmes, have you seen Lyria? She's been gone since this morning. Heck if I know. Probably just lying around somewhere. There's something not right with that girl. Must be a pain to have to look after her. Lyria is a good and pure-hearted girl. She's just a little naive, that's all. It's a little bit. Take good care of her then. Otherwise she'll get whisked away by some con man like a kite in a storm. I know that. I wasn't asking for your advice. Jeez, what's his problem? Hehehe. Not bad at all. This girl's gonna make me a lot of dough. Catchy tune too. La la la. Someone there? Excuse me, I'm looking for someone. Have you seen a 14-year-old girl? Red-headed, probably singing to herself? No, I don't think so. I haven't seen any girls like that. Sorry, kid. La la la. Wait a minute, I know that melody. That's one of Lyria's songs. What? No, that's just a common tune. Anyway, get out of here, kid. This ain't a place for brats, you hear? Lyria wrote that song herself, you liar. Yeah, la 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 is on copyright, that's right.
Yeah.
Now tell me where she is. I don't know nothing, kid. Wait, what are you doing? No, spare me. Ah! I'm glad they put punching sounds in the game for this.
Yeah, like, I mean, yeah, sorry, go on.
Lyria, there you are. Hi, Atrum. What's up? Oh, she's got a new dress and everything. What? I came to rescue you, Lyria. Rescue me? From what? Don't you get it? That man deceived you, Lyria. Just look at those clothes. What do you mean, Atrum? What are you talking about? This is normal Fire Emblem clothing now. This is the dress of a superstar. Look, isn't it pretty? Just change back into your normal clothes, okay? Why? If I wear this dress, I can become famous. Why can't I wear it? Don't cry, Lyria. Let's just go back, alright? If you don't listen to what I say, I'll take you back to the church. Oh, you're such a tyrant. Fine, I'll change. Give me a minute. What are you doing? What? I'm changing, like you told me to. Wait until I'm not looking. Come on, what are you thinking? You okay, Atrum? You're as red as a beet. I see what you mean.
Yeah, like the way the whole thing. Like, I mean, it's cool the guy gets punched in the fucking face for being a shithead, but like, it's clearly just mostly played as a silly little comedic, haha, like, you know, like,
yeah,
like, you know, young love thing, and I'm just like, I really don't. There's so many tonal, like, you know, wires that just do not work there, and it's just like, this is just dumb, and it's forced, and it's like, and you could, why can you even choose between the two? You know what I mean? It's like as if we needed to get all these other characters in on it. I'm like, just, you know, that definitely one leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, it's weird. I was expecting worse from the way it was described. Like, it's not as bad as the plum event, I think. Well, not as bad. Yeah. Like, nothing as bad happens, I guess I should say.
But it's almost like, because it's framed comedically, in contrast to the other bad one, it makes it worse for me personally, almost, because like I can justify the bad one by like it being like bad things can happen in the story if we're like talking about and portraying like shit things happening, if you get what I mean, right?
Yeah,
like, but this is just making a joke out of the whole thing. Basically, it's making light of, like, I think, a pretty serious topic. So
yeah. Let's see if there's anything more to it. Atrum, what happened to Lyria? She's looking really happy for some reason. Don't ask me. Besides, she's always happy. Now that's a suspicious answer if I ever heard one. Well, just be safe, you two. Don't tease the kids, Holmes. I know that you miss Katri, but that doesn't mean you should take it out on the others. Well, what are you talking about? I don't miss Katri. Do I? Maybe that's the whole purpose of the scene, so that Shigen and Holmes can say that to each other. I wouldn't know. Anyway, yeah, these are my only choices, because it's like, move around the map, get more conversations, I think. Yep, go to Mal Palace. Hey, Bishop Law, it's me, Holmes. Sir Holmes, how good to see you. Is this Katri's dad? Or Katri's...
No, this is her like, the guy who's looking after her.
Yeah, exactly, that's what I was looking for, yeah. Sir Holmes, how good to see her. Is Katri with you as well? Not this time. Actually, we... I see. Sounds like my little girl has finally found her true home at last. Katri wants you to come to Salia too. The king and the queen also want to thank you for raising her. That sounds splendid, but I think I'll have to decline for now. You're not going to meet them? Katri's going to be sad. One day, I shall, but not now. I want Katri to get to know and love her true parents without me there to hold her back. I fear that as her foster father, my presence there would complicate matters. You might be right. You're one heck of a guy, you know that? Completely different from my dad. Thank you, I think. Sir Holmes, now that I have recovered, could I join you on your travels? I'm no fighter, but I hope my knowledge of history and the like will be of use to you. Sure, pack a bag and we can get going. I'd love to find out just how much you know about the shamans and the guardian dragons. Oh, you like to get right to the point, don't you, Holmes? Feel free to ask away. Cool. Next to a tactician kind of guy? Alright. Oh, nice. Because I'm assuming he's not in my squad, right?
Yeah, he's not playable.
Okay. That's fine. I don't need more bishops. Alright, and... Oh, we can go here. I guess you should go here first, because I think the other way is the... No, actually, I think he goes to the ship next. You should go here. Wait, is this where it came from? I'm confused now.
I don't remember either.
Alright. I know I'm supposed to go here yet. Let me just double check this. I think there's nothing here, though. Okay, there's nothing here. Okay, this is probably where it came from, then.
You might be... I think you can probably, like, go to, like, a town or something and buy stuff if you want. I think that's basically why. It's just free roaming, so...
Yeah. Okay, let me check back here. City. I forgot where you can get the... I think we were looking for some pillums, but it might be Runin's army that needs them, though.
Well, Ruin's army needs them, but, like, if you've got the ability to buy some on Holmes, right, it would be good to buy a couple, because you're gonna need... Because they're gonna I mean, I guess not a spoiler or anything.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I know they're gonna get together in the end. It's Fire Emblem. Yeah. Alright, let's get a couple here. Alright. Is there anything else we need besides pillums in general? Not really, right?
I mean, you're good on heal and physics days on this right? And like and like the armor slayer's on the other route, I think. So maybe do you have another armor slayer or some kind of anti-armor weapon on this team?
Let's have a quick look around. Yeah, the S-Stock is not very good.
The S-Stock is more just, it's a decent sword. It's not that it's particularly... There's an armor slayer there, so and you've got 11 swords and a hammer, so you're probably fine on that regard too, yeah?
I think you're right.
I think you're good, basically.
We got the magic pieces as well.
All I can think of is, you might want some, what are your main army... I can't remember what your main units are. Can you scroll at them again? Just like your... So, Holmes, Shigen... Roger,
kind of, yeah.
Roger is falling off at this point.
Yeah.
Zachariah is okay. Is pretty okay, especially with the brave sword.
He's the main guy.
Naren's very good. Martel's pretty good. Bart's is
pretty
okay.
Good. She's trained, I guess.
Yeah, she's trained. She's fun. And Sierra is going to be very good. So yeah, I think that Raquel's good. So I would mostly just make sure that you have like basic weapons, because I know you've kind of been running out of basic weapons too. So like, do you have like enough like basic swords and stuff for like Shigen, and basic lances for Naron,
yeah.
Yeah. You got a decent amount of slub lances, which is pretty good. You've got pillums and steel lance.
Oh, I got a lot of pillums.
You've got tons of shamshears. You've got tons of shamshears are good filler stuff. Yeah, you're good. You're totally fine. Yeah. You're totally fine.
I guess I'll keep my gold for if it merges or something.
Or something else to buy, maybe.
Yeah. I can also buy more stuff off screen later.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's whatever. That doesn't matter. It's like Holmes is far away. I can finally safely get here now.
Yeah.
I can nest here. So, Gramps, I'm pretty familiar with the post-Corleone era of history, but could you tell me about before then? Records are pretty scant outside of this sacred text of Utonia's followers. Certainly, Sir Holmes. There's no shortage of different oral traditions, but I'll try to give you what I know to be the historical facts. More than 1,000 years ago, a wave of colonists from Jugud to the far east sailed over here to Liberia. They settled in the southeast along with the Great River, which they called Reeve, their word for compassionate. They built 4 great city-states, Revelia, Zemzelia, Nolzaria, and Razelia. In time, these 4 cities united under a single banner, the Republic of Reeve. That's the nation that lent its name to the modern kingdom of Reeve, right? Quite right. But the Jugudi were in constant conflict with one of the indigenous peoples of Liberia, the Zoans, who lived in the mountain valleys to the north. The Zoans were intensely devout followers of Gurxel, a warrior god who they believed would defend them against any foe. Gurxel was their champion and the invincible defender of their sacred tradition. Almost sounds like a nice guy. Pretty different from the modern Gurxel that the cult believes in, isn't it? In some ways, yes. In others, no. Gurxel's power was described as a cleansing wildfire that would burn away any impurities, that is, heretics and infidels. The Zoans believed themselves as a chosen people, so they instinctively distrusted any sort of foreign influence. Once the Jugudi started building a sizable population, the colonists were seen as a threat to the ancient Zoan traditions. Zoan marauders attacked Reevan settlements wherever and whenever they could, settling the entire frontier ablaze. That's insane. I guess it was only a matter of time before the Republic retaliated. Indeed, and it was a swift and merciless retaliation. The Reevans were far more advanced. The head of the Republic, Consul Denous, called for the extermination of all Zoans, and in 5 short years, he brought the once proud people to its knees. He refused time and time again to accept the Zoans' surrender. The Zoans were terrified of his very name, calling him the incarnation of the devil. The remaining Zoans fled into the wastelands north of the ancestral home, their hearts burning with the spirit of vengeance. The young chieftain of the Zoans, a man named Kalzaban, left on a sacred pilgrimage to the great altar of Gurksel in order to beg for the vindication of his people. Hold on, let me process this for a second.
I mean, did you need a summary, or do you
Yeah, probably after he's done talking. Let me see. Because I missed like one sentence, because I got distracted by a Discord notification. I was like, wait, I was reading this.
No. I can like totally briefly sum. Like, is basically you had some people migrated here, and they set up along the Reeve River because like rivers are a good place to set up civilizations, obviously. But the indigenous people there, you know, were pretty religious, and they were intolerant of outsiders, and they were like, oh, we're gonna get rid of you, but like they just weren't as advanced as Reeve, and they lost. So that's why this guy is like, oh, how could this happen? Like, how could our god fail us? So he's going on a pilgrimage, basically.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And God exists in Fire Emblem, not Fire Emblem, sorry, Kaga Emblem, so...
So Gurksel blessed Kalzaban, I guess,
Yeah,
and then
yes.
and Kalzaban single-handedly destroyed the Republic of like the Reevians, basically, the Reeve people. Surviving records say he became an immense black dragon whose breath consumed all. A dragon? I thought dragons were sacred, like the 4 guardian dragons of Utona. You're quite right. A number of myths have been written trying to explain why he took the form of a dragon. Some claim Gurksel was the fallen brother of the goddess Utona, for instance. Regardless, Kalzaban, in the name of Gurksel, brought the Republic of Reeve to ruin in just under a year. With no one in the world left to oppose him, Kalzaban conquered the entirety of Liberia. And this was all before anything else that happened in the game.
Yeah.
Like,
This is like old history. This is like old history.
Yeah, but there's a couple parallels there to the actual Utona dragon, right? Because it sounds like because Utona, that's like a whole city too, I think.
Well, no. You okay? So what happened is that with Utona, with the little preamble thing, it's like she comes to Carlon and then gives. I don't think she gives him like the power to turn into dragon, but like he gives like his like other people around him, I think, or something. But it's not specifically him. I don't think Carlon turned into a dragon in the same way.
Mm-hmm. Okay. With no one in the world left to oppose him, Kalzaban conquered the entirety of Liberia, and for the next century, he ruled the land as the head of the Zoan Empire. And that's how the Dark Ages began. I see. So after that, Cardoon led his insurrection and managed to kill Gurksel, freeing Liberia from the Empire. Indeed, though you're skipping a bit ahead. It was under Kalzaban that the traditions of the cult shifted to their modern forms. For instance, their high priest would ritually sacrifice non-believers to appease Gurksel. Unhappy with these changes, the majority of the Zoan population called Kalzaban a fraud, saying he wasn't truly their god. So this is kind of like... It reads like it's corrupting... well, not really corrupting. How do I say this?
Well,
it sounds like the religion is getting, more about, it's more about the religion is being abused to sacrifice heathens. Is what it sounds like.
I mean, the thing is that like religion is complicated in these games because like gods are literally real and literally have real impact on the world in a sense, right? So like, I think that like we don't really know much about like Gurksel, like the original dragon, in the same. So like we know about like say like Lopter is just like basically portrayed as like he's just pure evil and hates humans, right? Basically, right?
Yes.
But that's because he's an Earth dragon, and Earth dragons hate humans because they were oppressed by, right? Like I remember trying to brush up my Arcanea history. But that's like I think that's correct, basically, right? That's like the same, right? So we don't really know much about Gurksel, as in like what did he have against outsiders, right? So yeah, like when you look at it this simplistically, it's like the people are just like kind of becoming more insular because they had all this power, and then they're because they have all this power, they don't think they need it, they need to deal with anybody else or like be tolerant or whatever. So if they ever lose, then it means someone else is like failed to like appease God because our God is all powerful, you kind of thing, right? Basically, right? So yeah.
Mm-hmm. The dissenters were condemned as heretics, and Kalzaban enslaved them as he had the Reevans and the Western indigenous peoples. After that, a good number of them stopped believing in Gerxel altogether. Cardoon was the child of such a lineage, born into the slavery unto the Empire's lash. He was among the few who dared resist the unconquerable might of Calzaban. His rebellion was brave, but in vain. In the end, Cardoon fell, broken and beat before the power of the Black Dragon. In his final moments, he prayed in tears. He called out to heaven, begging to any god that might be listening to lend him the strength to stand back up and face Gerxel. And to his surprise, his prayer was answered. The goddess Utona, daughter of the earth and mother Miradonna, appeared before him and drove away Calzaban with her sacred light.
Yeah.
And for the next 3 years, they fought side by side against the Zoa Empire. The goddess blessed him with her power and gave his blade the power to slay the unholy god emperor.
Yeah, basically the Falchion.
Yeah, I was gonna say this sentence right here is basically just Fire Emblem.
Yeah, except in this case, the equivalent of the daughter of Naga or whatever, Utona, she's the shaman priest. I think she marries Carlon, and then that's why his descendants have the mark and can turn into dragons, because she's the one that is the dragon. She's the shrine maiden that can turn into the dragon in his conquest. He's not the one that turns into dragon. Whereas Calzaban, Gerxel turns into Gerxel. So yeah.
Ah yes, the mythical Sword of Carlon, which struck down Gerxel in one blow. I think we're treading too much back into the realm of myth, Gramps. I'm more interested in the actual history. Let's continue this later. I've got to focus on manning the ship. It's curious that they're giving us this history lesson now, because it feels like we're how do I say this? We're pretty far into the game. It feels like to get all the backstory to this.
Well,
I'm not a fan of early history dumps, because you're not gonna remember shit anyway. Now I have now that the whole now that Runen is taking over his castle, I guess it's a nice time for some exposition like this. But it's also it feels weird about the timing. But I do appreciate it. It's nice to have it at least.
I think it's now is a good time because the immediate problems that everybody's facing are kind of solved for the most part. So you need to it's okay, what are we doing and why? And you kind of have to understand history to be okay, why would these people want to expand, or why would these people want to take back this land? Do you know what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
Why did this even happen? Kind of stuff. Basically, is going well, and a lot of it does come down to this cult, right? So we have to understand the origins of the cult to be able to understand why anything is happening. And I think it's at least I do always appreciate when they give more history that make it a little bit more nuanced than just they're just bad people, so you should kill them, because that's the most frustrating thing to me about a lot of these these kinds of games, or I think Fire Emblem. I'm gonna just say it that I think that for for all the problems Kaga stories have, I think on average he does a better job than what the intelligent systems have tended to do with these when it comes to expanding the motivations of why did the bad people do bad things. If you get
what do you mean? Just collect the 12 rings, they'll be fine. I agree. It's just I think it works for all the reasons you described. It's also just I think I might have appreciated everything that happened before a little more when I was playing it if I had this beforehand. But at the same time, part of me would probably have complained that I was getting too much backstory.
You would have not been able to remember it.
Yeah.
You were getting assaulted with too much exposition as it was.
Yeah.
And you were having difficulty keeping calm. So yeah, I think there is definitely pacing issues in this game. And going over it again now that I kind of with vague memory of it, because I didn't really remember the whole plot clearly when I played it the first time, because it was too dense.
Yeah, it was so dense. Every single line had so much going on.
Yeah, exactly. So watching it again with you has been good because I'm getting a better grip of it. So it's one of those games you might end up maybe I know it's very long, but maybe you'll end up replaying it one day or something, and you'll be like, oh, I kind of get this a bit more now.
I know for sure what I'm going to do is, after I'm done with the whole game and I cannot be spoiled anymore, I'm going to go on the wiki and reread everything on this whole game, get all the family trees and everything straightened up, because I am interested in the lore of this game. It's just super hard to follow, also because I'm playing it once a week. That doesn't help, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, let's get some more of that. I think, actually not sure. I think it might be about the map time. Oh, never mind.
I'm sorry if I've been talking too much about
no,
this
it's fine.
stuff
It's
we're
fine.
doing.
Good. It's nice that I appreciate the summary, and I think discussion is almost as interesting as having the story itself, honestly. Okay. Oh, he's actually going to continue now. Let's go. That's good, because I was actually getting interested in it.
Yeah.
So with Calzaban dead, Cardoon established the Holy Empire of Reeve, right? The myths say Utona became incarnate as a human being and married Corlon, but what really happened? Are you still in doubt about that? It's historical fact that Cardoon did marry and that his empress was named Utona. You've seen the power of their lineage with your own eyes in the Guardian Dragons, who were born to protect humanity from evil. Cardoon and Utona ruled over Liberant, or as you called it, the Holy Holy Empire of Reeve, which spanned almost all of the continent. In the 40 years he ruled the Dominion, he upheld virtues of equality and charity, and he was venerated across the land. He passed away at the age of 60, and his passing was mourned by all. Empress Utona followed her husband's wishes and reorganized the government back into a system resembling the older Republic. Following that, she appointed her 4 daughters, Reeve, Salia, Leda, and Canaan, as the head of the 4 new holy shrines, and then vanished into the depths of Mount Cielo.
Cielo.
There's an artist named Cielo or something. I was reminded of that. Okay, so obviously I've seen all these names before, but they're all countries, I think.
Yeah, and these become like the foundations of like the modern states we have today, basically around the. Because basically every country has a weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah,
you know, like in these things. So, yeah.
You mean the dragons themselves?
Yeah. Because this is where every person who can turn to a dragon is descended from one of these 4. So yeah, like.
Mm-hmm.
Like Entei is Reeve, Salia is Katri, the Leda is the other. Actually, I guess it's a minor spoiler, so I shouldn't say yet. But yeah, like there's going to be a Leda dragon and there's a Ganon dragon. So yeah.
Yeah. Prosperity continued for a decade or so before the New Republic began to crumble. With Corluon and Utona gone, the sentiment of unity that had kept the Empire together was fading away, and the ambition and greed of the senators tore the land apart. Kaga did it first. Tensions between the different ethnic groups of Liberians reached a new high. The most powerful of the senators organized themselves into 4 factions, each around one of the 4 daughters of Corluon. After a short but devastating civil war, the empire was shattered into pieces. The priestesses were forced to serve as figureheads of the new kingdoms that bore their names. That was how the 4 so-called holy kingdoms really came to be. That's the way history goes. Nothing fanciful or glorious about it. Completely human in the most pitiful sense. As you can imagine, the bloodlines of the 4 priestesses and those of the new monarchs have intermarried for generations. Katri, for instance, is a distant descendant of Lady Salia in both her maternal and her paternal lines. Things were largely peaceful for centuries after the separation of Liberant into the 4 kingdoms, save for a few hiccups like the breakup of Old Canaan into the Zoan lands. I was wondering when that was going to come up, because that's been a bit of a theme every time they talk about it. But in the last century, conflict has arisen anew between the kingdoms, as if to release tension that had been bottled up for the ages. I believe the spark that began it all was the border dispute between Leda and Salia that led to the War of Destruction. The war lasted for 7 grueling years, until that fateful day in Leda. King Grouse, seeing that the tide had turned against him, broke the ancient precepts of Utona and summoned Cranion to do battle against Salia. So he had some kind of no-nuke agreement, but with dragons instead.
I think it's basically like mutually assured destruction. Literally, basically, it's like if you do this, then everyone else is going to start doing it, and then we have like 4 super dragons that can just destroy everything, so nobody does it, kind of.
Yeah, and this is when Cranion destroyed like the entire city land stuff. Okay. Yeah. We both know how that turned out. Let's stop here for today. We'll make port at Izura. Will you now, Holmes? Well, I guess I will. This is... Oh, I mean, he said it. I might as well do it. Hey, we're back here. Izura. So the stories are true that King Grouse himself was the one who summoned Cranion? Indeed he was. But he could not hope to control the sacred dragon, and it rampaged across Leda and Salia, bringing ruin to the land it once defended. Now, we had a run-in with Cranion. It seemed like it was obedient to the cult of Gurxel. Do you know anything about that? I believe that there is some sort of connection between Cranion and the Pontiff. This is only conjecture, as most of Ledan archives were destroyed 40 years ago, but I have my sources. When they say Pontiff, they mean Gwen Chaos, right?
Yeah. He's the bishop of the all. He's like the Pope of Gurxel, basically.
He's like the Pontifex, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sources, huh? Say, Cranion is just like Neuron, right? So she must have been a priestess from the Earth Shrine, or else a princess of Leda. It was the latter. According to what I've read and heard in Mal, it was Princess Tita, the youngest daughter of King Grouse, who became Cranion. We've seen her, right? I've seen someone with that name. Maybe not. She was only 15 years old at the time. He forced that on his own daughter? What a horrible thing to do. So if Tita was from a royal family, what about the clerics of the Earth Shrine? Whatever happened to them? According to Sage Eisenbach, the only one of the main line who survived Cranion's massacre was the sage in waiting. His name was Gwen Chaos. Back then, he and Eisenbach were studying together under the white sage Morse. Sage Eisenbach told me Gwen Chaos was Morse's star pupil, and he was well on his way to become the 10th sage of Earth to have trained under the white sage's tutelage. Hold on a second. Gwen Chaos was the sage of Earth? How did a man like that end up becoming the pontiff of Gerxel? I'm afraid I have no idea. You'd have to ask him yourself. But after Leda was destroyed, Gwen Chaos abandoned his studies and left for the Valley of Zoa, where he started a revival. He gathered support among the oppressed remnants of the old cult and the pure-blooded Zoans, and he revived the cult on a massive scale, with himself as the pontiff. He continued gaining followers, and slowly he built a theocratic state that spanned the Zoan lands and the remnants of Leda. Hence the Leaden Crusade and King Bahanuk's attempts to stamp out the cult of Gerxel, as it was seen as a threat to peace. Doesn't that all sound wrong to you, though? Canaanites are the descendants of the Zoans, and you said even Carduan was a Zoan. Why do people hate them so much? It doesn't make any sense. Can you ever expect hatred to make sense? Though I will say, the focus of everyone's hatred has shifted over the years. Loosely speaking, there are 5 ethnic groups that people tend to identify with. There are the Revans, descended of the Jugudi colonists from ancient times. The Salians, descended from the Western indigenous cultures of the central steppes and forests. The Canaanites, descended from Zoans, who sided with Cordovan in the days of the Empire. The Ledens and the Weltes, who are really just a mixture of the previous 3. These 4 groups share their beliefs in the goddess Utona and their reverence for Cordovan and his descendants. The common tongue they share, as well as centuries of intermarriage between them, have all but nullified their differences. But the last group, the pure-blooded Zoans, have kept their proud ancient culture alive and remained separate from the others. The majority of them still believe in Gerxel, though usually following very different, more peaceful traditions than the cults akin to the original worship of Gerxel. So much lore.
Yeah.
Shigen always talks about how his parents were Zoans and all the trouble that it's brought him. Why can't they just let go of Gerxel? You would have them abandon their culture, their hope that they have held on to and kept alive throughout centuries of oppression? If anything, it is their persecution that has driven them to be steadfast in keeping their own ethnic identity alive. Imagine yourself being held prisoner on Eir simply for your bloodline with no escape. Would you not hold on to anything at all that would give you the hope of salvation? You know what this reminds me of? It sounds like the Darna massacre thing, but done right.
Yeah. No, like 100%. Like, this is basically just like a much more elaborate. Like, it's maybe being delivered it's still being delivered in a giant block of text, but like the way it's framed is like much better than FE4, where like they're kind of just like it's almost like they kind of just get taken over by evil god who hates humans, basically, and then it's like, well, you did all these absolutely abhorrent thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is adding a much more nuance to it. Do you get what I mean? It's
yeah.
Like, why couldn't you? Because here they're not like. It's not like well, you could have stopped doing child hunts and stuff. Like kind of they're not putting any sort of explicitly yeah, these are the bad guys. Do you know what I mean? Right? It's just ethnic tensions all the way down, right? And it's going back and forth across history, as he's just explained, as opposed to yeah, these people were just massacring kids and stuff. Like, that's really, really bad. Do you know what I mean? Right? Like, there's really no way to kind of make them look sympathetic, in my opinion.
No.
Yeah.
They tried a little bit. I think in FE4 when you seize I think it's Darna Castle, but I'm not entirely sure. There's like one conversation between Lewin and Selef that tries to sell it all, and that's like the only thing that happens in the whole game. So, like I said, it's a block of text, but in FE4 it's also a very small block of text. There's very little elaboration on exactly what was happening. And this entire game, meanwhile, is that elaboration.
Yeah, for sure. And this just makes them it's the way he's delivering it too, where it's like none of this makes any sense, and all of this is stupid. They're all interrelated. They should be able to get along, but because they lose originally, and then they're viewed as problems because they're threats to the stability, so they're oppressed forever, and then eventually they gain the ability to rise up, which is just much more reasonable, basically, because well, I shouldn't say reasonable, but you know what I mean. It's just delivered in a much more less biased, one-sided way.
Yeah. Wait, Ear used to be a prison island? Goodness, what are they teaching you children these days? That was where the Kingdom of Reeve deported most of their Zoans until recently. About 25 years ago, an insurrection broke out, and the prisoners of Ear rose up under the leadership of Swordmaster Yoda. It's funny, I just arrived on a Swordmaster island and another ROM hack that references this bit. King Badum sent many expeditions to reclaim the Isle, but none could best Yoda's rebels. Eventually, he ordered Duke Garmut and your father to take care of it personally. But instead of subjugating the Isle, they met peacefully with Yoda and pledged their support to his cause. The king was furious, but there was nothing he could do against his greatest commanders. That's why Ear was an officially autonomous province before the Empire conquered Reeve. I do like that this now connects to very recent history for, like, literally Holmes' dad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have expected it of my old man, though that explains how he met Yoda. There's one thing I don't get, though. The Great Tower of Ear was supposedly the temple where Sage Morse lived, right? What's it doing on a prison island? It wasn't always a temple. The conditions on the Isle that Yoda rebelled against were nothing compared to what it used to be like. The tower used to be the Reevan outpost on the Isle, where they oversaw the forced labor of the Zoans, who would build the naval ships for the kingdom. In the year 547, Sage Morse came to the island and claimed the tower as his own. None of the Reevan soldiers dared touch him, and eventually he and his clerics interfered so much with regular operations that the military ended up abandoning the place. Ever since then, it was Morse's own temple. Wait, didn't you say before that Sage Morse was Eisenbach and Gwen Chaos's teacher? How could he also have been alive almost 300 years ago to do that? Quite mysterious, isn't it? You could always visit the tower and ask him yourself. Huh. People live a long time. Maybe...
Well, I mean, he's like a super sage, so he's probably just unlocked the secrets of immortality. Basically, it's more.
I think so. All right, so I think I can either. This is just like another free grind battle, I assume.
Yeah.
This is where I'm supposed to go.
Yeah, I think that's where you're supposed to go.
Yeah, I looked at it very briefly. It's a very weird map. It should be like 5,000 maps earlier. This one, I looked at it, like the enemy stats are so bad. They're so terrible. The Sea Lion, Eastern Sea of Sinai. Alright, boat maps, finally. I mean, Kaga already did it at this point, but he still did it first. Okay, let's just take a look at everything first. So, like I said, come on, buttons, please. Oh, here you go. Like, look at this shit. What the hell's going on here?
Yeah. I mean, this is literally the little filler arc of the game almost. It's like, well, we've had too many. I think we've had a bit too much text dump. Let's just have an easy map.
Let's just have a battle. All right.
Yeah.
Is there another exposition dump after this then? Is it just like to interrupt it real quick?
I think they're still going to. I don't think that you're going to be talking that much more with him specifically. Like, you're going to be landing soon after this, but I don't exactly remember how things go. But this is definitely the main plot exposition dump in the game. Like, so
okay.
Right there.
All right. So let's see. I'm assuming there's no super events. I do want to try out Shira though, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. I think, and also it's like it's frustrating, isn't it? Because like you have like this like, oh, this is like some interesting lore and stuff, and then like you have to, and literally the episode this session started off with that, this shit, like the fucking milk guy again. You know what I mean? Like, it's like
that was odd for sure.
Yeah.
See, I don't think there's a whole lot of people I would need to bring. I need Holmes to get the chest. It's I looked at the condition. It's like routes plus get items apparently.
Yeah, so Holmes can grab all the items. You don't need him. You don't need another dude.
Yeah, I'm thinking about
want a little faster. But...
Yeah, I don't think it's even going to be that much faster because I need to clear the enemies for the thieves to do anything.
Yeah, and only Holmes is capable of actually fighting out of all your thieves, really.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe I should bring Zachariah. I need like it's like 2 choke points somehow. But then again, I can put Neron on one and like Bartz or something on the other, or Shigen, and he'd be fine. So maybe I don't need Zachariah as much as I like him.
I mean, he's the meme, and so if you want to use him, I think you should use him, and it's a small map where mobility is not that important. So I think this is totally fine. It's just, do you need an occult skull for him or something? I forget if he's level capped or if he needs like.
He's 21.
His girls are probably dog shit garbage. Let me look up what this.
They definitely are dog shit garbage. I'll give him a.
Didn't he get like a stat proc, like a good stat proc, like the last time?
He got something. He got like a level up with multiple things. I can look at his.
Actually, his growths are not super awful. Like 55% HP, 20% strength, skill, agility, 30% luck, 15% weapon level, 15%
His curves don't look
defense.
super good, to be honest.
Huh? What?
Yeah, I think he only got like 1 level up though, to be fair.
Okay, I thought he got like speed or something.
Yeah,
he
he
did
got
get
speed.
That was like based, but like
Yeah.
with growths aren't that high in this game, so like 20% isn't terrible. Actually, 20% is actually like just below average. Basically, this game's growths are actually kind of low. They're almost like guidance, where 30% is like the higher end usually. So
Makes sense. I'll see what I can do. Let me save the game. I think it's a very short dialogue to start the map, and then we can get going.
yeah, finally,
A very smooth 40 minutes into the video.
finally, boat maps.
Finally, some good fucking combat. It kind of reminds. It looks like a map where you're supposed to like train on the level units if you still have them somehow.
Yeah, I mean that's what Holmes' route is for, isn't it? Basically,
Yeah.
you just throw the like you're supposed to send the weak units with him and then train them up in case you want to. Which is, to be honest, it's kind of nice that that's a thing, because I think that's a problem that some Fire Emblem games have, where it's like it can be difficult to train all the units that you want to train without resorting to grinding, basically, because and it's just better just to focus on a couple of the good ones and spam them. And there it is, like, now this is like not grinding, but like you could, it's involved in the story, it's mandatory, and you could just train some weak, you can send your weak units off here that you didn't use, basically.
Yes.
But it's a nice idea, I think.
Holmes, we've engaged the Imperial ship. I see that, you idiots. Prepare to board the enemy vessel. Let's show them the skill of the Sea Lion of Granada. It's boarding time. Damn pirates. Hold fast, man. Protect the cargo at all costs. Well, good luck with that one. I'm a completionist, you see. Bring the Zachariah. I'll do whatever. I think he's probably not wandering harmonizing with the Silver Sword, but we'll see. These guys have like no attack, right? Like they're not literally going to take 0 damage, I think, from most enemies. Yeah, it's not 0, but it's close enough.
Yeah, like I think the only unit that you care about training at this point on your side is like, I guess, padding. I don't think there's anybody that you care about training.
Not here, no. I'm out of training units at this point.
Yeah, like it was like basically the Plum Martel thing, but even there's too many archers for it's not Plum, Prow, like, there's too many archers to train. Nah, like there's too many archers to train those units, so yeah.
No.
I guess it's like Sun is one over the other one, but it's like we have so many good Cavaliers already. It's like, like why?
Yeah.
Why do we need more?
I'm just trying to see if there's anything silly here. There's no longbows or anything like that, so I think we're just good to.
I guess it's an excuse to train Julia, but yeah, there's not really that much reason to do that.
Nah, I can't be bothered at this point.
Like there are good sword masters in this game. Julia is like kind of like Edward in my opinion in this game, and it's that you get her early and she's just bad, and you get given like much better sword, same class units like almost instantly basically. But technically she's pretty alright if you train her.
Yeah.
She has like special events and stuff and things, so yeah.
It feels like the game gives me like Guy or something, and then next chapter they give me Rutger and Shiva or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Shiva's. Oh wow, nice.
Nice. Let's go. The door cast speed growth sparking again. What the hell? Oh, he doesn't want to attack Zachariah because he's too strong.
I guess Shiva's like better on paper, but like he's like worse in practice in my opinion.
Yeah, he is. I don't know. I just like using Shiva as an example for a unit that has like good stats and
he has consistent combat, which is much better than like
he's got a good set of like secondary things too, like not just his stats, but like soul is good, and like you could probably get away with this. Can he kill here? That'd be really hilarious. Yeah, okay. Archers are good against flyers, guys. Trust. Chink. All right, time to run some archers, I guess.
Well, there's only like one left.
Yeah. Dunk, dunk, dunk. But like Shiva also has like the good personal critical, the personal.
Like that's the consistency part.
Yeah.
Because he's guaranteed to crit on the second attack. A lot of weapons.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. And like, it's just like, do you need a sword master like that in the game? Not really. Not really. I mean, actually, I don't like. Is he one of those? Is he kind of like Fergus, and that like if you invest in him, you can use like magic swords and shit to like just overcome most of the bosses and stuff? Can you like kind of like EXP
I don't remember how high Shiva's magic is, but I do know that he has a really high base sword rank. He has B at base, so he can use the fire sword, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because like you can recently, like we were talking about this, like in the efficiency Discord, like how like, you can kind of use Fergus like as a replacement for Asbel to an extent. You can kind of use Fergus as a replacement for Asbel, and I think you could probably do the same with Shiva. Just obviously, it's worse because Fergus is better than Shiva in a bunch of other ways. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I actually played a draft recently where I had Shiva, and I did end up using him a lot. I killed Gomez with him, so it's definitely possible to make him good.
Oh yeah, okay. Like maybe I'm underrating him a little bit. It's more like there's just too many units.
I was playing on Paragon mode, to be honest, to be completely transparent here. Oh, I need to try her out. I haven't seen her animations yet. Does she have 3
No, you
moves?
forgot to warp. She has warp. You forgot to warp.
Yeah, I did forget to warp. I was like, I'm gonna move because I'll be in range anyway. And I was like, oh, 3 move. What? Okay, well I'll just warp next turn.
That's why she can warp.
Yeah, it makes sense. But why even nerf her movement in the first place if she has like infinite anyway?
I don't know.
Go, Alicia. Well, let me try out that warp, I guess. Ink. Hey.
It's kind of my Flurry. It's kind of my fault. I was like, there's nobody you really want to train, right? And there actually was. There was Sierra right there the whole time. It's my fault.
It's fine. I'm sure there'll be an enemy left for her after we're done here. I like how Zachariah and Holmes are doing the thing that you can usually do in like the Ninja Cave of Conquest. Where you put like a big unit in front of them so they don't want to attack. Oh, this is the whole stairway situation again. I overlooked that completely. Okay, so if I like go like here, does this guy move? I think he does. Oh, actually,
you can attack from just below Zachariah with Sierra if you just warp there.
Like here. Yeah, I'm just worried about this guy moving. Oh, he can't move.
You might. Does she have any other like Nosferatu is like health regen thing, right? So you might want. She can use any magic. So just give her like the Wind Tome from or she can use Thorn. If you want a lighter tome, less strong one, you can just give her Alicia's other Wind Tome. She got 2, right?
But it's fine. She has like 50,000 uses of her personals. I think she can do like 1/2 map without one. Alright. So you're saying just attack from here?
Yeah, below Zachariah.
Isn't the boss bunker down with the spear, like from here?
No. Does she die? Like how much damage does she take?
24.
24. And he has crit, right?
Probably. It's a spear. He's 17
yeah, he has
crit.
a decent amount of crit. Oh, well, I mean...
You just kill the boss first, I guess. I
mean,
well, Holmes can get crit. Yeah.
I mean, Zachariah probably won't die, is the thing. So you probably just want to lure the boss out then with those guys and just have Holmes start opening stuff.
Hey, another one. Let's get Shigen over here.
Yeah, the can't die guy.
Literally. I mean, Shara's not gonna save him again, is she?
I don't know. I think he's still like too important to die, so he just retreats. I think he retreats at this point. If he does. Oh, you can attack from there. Okay.
Apparently. Well, there goes some Dullahan uses, I guess.
Well, shit.
That's amusing.
That's really bad. Okay, I didn't realize you could attack from there.
I don't remember how many I have left.
14. So you've lost 3.
Oh no. Anyway.
Well, you can still repair hammer it. It's whatever. The boss didn't move. Okay, so the boss doesn't even move.
Doesn't repair hammer? Oh, he can't reach.
He wasn't in range. Oh, he wasn't in range of anything. Well,
you really don't want to attack Zachariah at all. It's very amusing. Okay, let me see the warp animation at least. Oh, does it cost her HP?
No.
Okay, I was like, okay. Oh wow, that's so good. It's just 3 after warping. That's what our moveset is for. Okay, I see. That is amusing. Oh, I don't think I have one of those yet. Oh, well, this thing was very annoying against me, so it'll probably be shit in my hands, but, you know, I appreciate it being here. Okay, so let's see if the boss wants to go here then. This is interesting. Bring it. Yep, he's moving. He's moving. This cargo belongs to the people of Canaan. You will not take it from me. Is it right? It's Garbo. Oh, right. This is Shigen.
His crit went to 0. I guess Shigen has a lot of luck.
Yeah. I don't think he has any supports nearby. I guess Shigen's just that
Sierra is the support. That's it. Sierra is his support. That's why he's got 0. That's why they face 0 crit. Because Sierra is probably a huge support boost.
Hey.
Yeah.
No, that's gaming. Alright. I guess we can try this, and then if we don't finish him...
1 round. I think that's a 1 round.
That is a 1 round. What the hell? Oh, this spear must be weighing down like a lot.
Yeah.
24.
14. Yeah, that leaves for a kill if he doesn't crit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it if Sheer has bad accuracy though, so we'll see. I can like warp her to a spot where she cannot 1 round, then she can just walk away. Their head held high.
You just do the numbers beforehand.
That is also an option. Alright. Discord is cutting you off a little bit. Let's see, 88. Okay, so her most accurate has 88 compared to this 84, so she has 4 more hits. This is 124. That's enough to have 100 hit, so I think we'll chance it.
And plus, the Shigen support is probably giving her a lot of that accuracy.
Oh, I'm not sure that's listed in the thing. Let's see how much this is. 24. We can get 100, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, probably should have tried to give her some more EXP, but it's okay. We've got time.
This is the first map we've been able to use her, but yeah. Okay. Oh, you mean like in the other, the generic noobs? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's fine. Long live Kanan. We have rewarp. It's not that hard to feed kills later anyway. Especially for a magic unit. Oh, damn. That's good. That's a good level up.
Yeah.
I mean, she managed to dodge both magic and speed, but other than that, pretty good.
I mean, I don't think I'm going to complain about a mage, like, base 24-3 getting HP and speed in a level up. Like, the thing is that most characters, it's like, yeah, HP is a kind of, you just expect it to happen, right? And it doesn't really matter. But, but like, it's nice when mages are proccing HP in defense, because then they start to become juggernauty, basically, when they get bigger, because they have such good 1-2 range.
They're big. There's something.
You can 1 round one of those guys and then just fight the other guy in enemy phase. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Wait, I was thinking to think of like a funny thing to do with warp and trapping a guy in place, but it's not really worth it.
Oh, okay.
Zachariah doesn't have. Oh, you mean like with Sierra 1 running?
Yeah, Sierra will just 1 round nearby. I'm sure on these guys. Like, there's no way. Sure.
She needs like a light tome. This is light, right? This is weight 3, 8, 12. Okay, she can get very light. Yeah, okay, that's just up. Let me get another turn real quick. The end turn button. Let me just dance for my Shara real quick.
Right. Wait, oh my god, you almost did it again. Move Shiken first for the support. Move Shiken first for the support.
Can I not move? Can I not warp and then move Shiken and then attack?
No, warp. That's her turn. Once it's her turn, you back out. Then that's it. That's the end. That's the end.
If you say so. I did almost do it again. They both start with a W too. It's super confusing. And by confusing, I mean it takes 1 more second to look at it and figure it out. Oh yeah, I see how this is. Yeah, you're right. That's a 1 round, all right. Shira. Oh, nice. All right, Holmes is still on chest duty. There's like 1 more chest on the far left side I have to walk to. Steel shield. Watch it get crit by this soldier somehow.
Maybe move Plum up so he can dance home to get over there faster.
Nah, that just takes more time.
That's actually unironically true. It takes more time than in turning.
Another dance? Yeah,
maybe we should have bought like lighter tomes, another wind tome or something for Shira.
It's not like Alicia's using hers right now.
Yeah, but she's almost broken the. Actually, is the Slight Feed? I think she can use Slight Feed
as well. So, damn.
Yeah. So she can use any. Her mastery is really high, right? So
yeah, it's 13.
So I'm pretty sure she can actually just use.
Okay, in that case, as long as it's light enough, it should be fine. All right, another one of those.
60.
Yeah. Got him. All right, we've secured the ship. Load all the cargo back onto the Sea Lion. Come on, move it. I do really appreciate this route plus get item thing, because you know how in like normal seas maps and stuff, people will like have the throne ready to conquer, but they just need to get like the thief to all the chests. Super stupid.
Yeah.
Or like you accidentally kill the boss and you can't get the treasure anymore. It's like it makes no sense. Because once you've conquered the castle, you're just gonna take all the treasure anyway, right? So
yeah.
Brava, why are you standing around? Is this the Julius people? Forgot.
Oh, this isn't Julius, but this is definitely a guy from Canaan. Yeah, he's a Canaan commander.
Why are you standing around? Or haven't you heard that pirates have begun brutally murdering our supply ships? As you're headed here anyway, Zion, so I thought it'd be better to... What part of defend the Gulf of Granada do you not understand, Prava? Aiming for another demotion? Also, you will address me as General. Forgive me, oh worthy General Zion. Perhaps others had not deigned the news worthy of your divine attention. Our marine forces have suffered great losses attempting to capture Ear. Watch yourself, Prava. Say, could you remind me, whose fault is it that so many of our best ships were lost? Whose was it, Prava? You should be shoveling waste in the work camps for what you did. I hear you begged on your knees at Empress Carla's feet to remain an officer. And yet you, the one responsible for the deaths of hundreds of men, still walk around with your head held high. Have you no shame at all, Prava? That's enough, Zion. I have endured your glares and slander till now because you're Prince Julius's knight, but I can't stand it any longer. You and I both know the only reason you're in charge and not me is because the prince has the hots for your sister. You don't deserve to lead this army. You're lucky. Go ahead.
Kind of a modern way to put it, you know, not quite how I was expecting these.
Yeah, it's like when Lewin goes like, "Yeah, let's just say my shrink has had steady work for a while."
Or yeah, like the old FE4 very old FE4 translation. Yeah.
Arvis, you dastard. You're lucky I have work for you to do, Priva, or I'd put your head on a stake. That's much better. Now, take this small flotilla that's left. You are to engage the invading pirates until they are deterred or destroyed. My Wyvern Knights will be assisting you. And leave the sailing to the sailors this time, Priva.
I believe it's flotilla, but it's fine. It's difficult to
I've never seen that word before, but thanks. Yeah. Alright, that is our next big battle, I assume.
I think that's enough for now, though. I think
we've definitely read enough. This is it looks like a pretty big map overall. I think we can save that for another time. We've had episodes.
These guys are stronger too.
Yeah, we've had episodes that gone on longer than this, but I think it's fine. The exposition alone is worth a day and a half. Plus, we had the mill convo, and then we had this. I mean, you can barely call it a map, but it was funny to test out Sierra, I suppose. But no, that's all good. That's interesting. I hope I remember it when we come back to this game.
I'll refresh you if I need to, but it might be a while. Is the real problem because you might be playing engaged. So,
yeah, I'm gonna get engaged a little bit for a little while. Engaged in other businesses for a little bit, because we're recording this on a Thursday, the same Thursday that the previous episode is going up, the B route map with Arcus and everything, and then this one is gonna come out the week after that, so it'll be the 19th probably, and that's one day before Engage comes out. So by the time you're watching this, you're probably just super hyped for Engage and ready to go on it. So, and the same goes for me. So we'll be back with this game at some point in the future. I expect Engage hype will last somewhere between like the very height of the hype will probably be the first 2 weeks / 1 month, and then once it's died off a bit and people are looking for, you know, other things to watch Fire Emblem related, then I think it's a good time to come back to the schedule of 1 TRS per week. Sure. Might be a little bit, but it's been super fun so far. I think this is honestly the most interesting lore dump that was in the game so far, so I did enjoy.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Well, thanks y'all for watching, and until next time.
Bye-bye.